Produced in a climate-neutral way, it can significantly reduce CO2 emissions far beyond the electricity sector. This is why it plays a key role in decarbonizing the industry and making it less dependent on fossil fuels, primarily by using renewable energies. The European Union and many countries, such as Germany, France, and the Netherlands, have already announced or presented ambitious hydrogen strategies.
Hydrogen is a colorless and odorless gas. It is the lightest and most occurring element on Earth, but it doesn't exist in its pure form, just compounded, like in water or natural gas. To use it as a feedstock or energy carrier, it needs to be separated. The advantages of hydrogen are: there are no CO2 emissions when it combusted, it can be transported in pipelines, and third, it can be stored for a long time, for example in salt caverns. That being said, hydrogen is not dangerous. It is explosive, but due to its lightness, it evaporates very quickly. On the one hand, hydrogen is used in industry processes for a very long time, and we have experiences in handling hydrogen. On the other hand, and that's the main disadvantages, hydrogen is currently made of natural gas, and that process emits CO2. Using renewable electricity from wind farms, solar parks or run-of-river plants, in so-called power-to-gas plants, to produce green hydrogen. The technology used is water electrolysis. It is a mature technology and commercially available in small scale.
And this is how an electrolyzer works.
Water electrolysis works like this. Electricity provokes a chemical reaction. Direct current at an anode and cathode splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. Both gases are separated, dried, and then ready for its use. When we are using renewable electricity, the hydrogen is green. Green hydrogen is purely produced from renewable electricity. Renewable electricity is CO2-free, and there is also the hydrogen production.
Industry could use climate-neutral hydrogen, for example, as a raw material in refineries or for the production of steel. It can also be converted into synthetic fuels. Although they have the same features as kerosene or diesel, they are carbon neutral. In order to supply, for example, refineries, the steel and chemical industries, or aviation with green hydrogen, very large amounts of generated electricity from wind, sun, or water are needed. For this reason, renewable energies in Europe are to be expanded even further. However, this will probably not be enough to cover the entire domestic demand. This is because densely populated countries do not have enough space to build large numbers of renewable energy plants. Therefore, carbon-neutral hydrogen will either have to be imported in a similar way that oil and gas are today, or other ways of producing carbon-neutral hydrogen will come into play.
Besides green hydrogen, there are also other alternatives to produce low-carbon hydrogen from natural gas. First, there is the possibility to capture CO2 from steam methane reformers and store it in underground storage facilities. That is the so-called blue hydrogen. Another alternative process is methane pyrolysis. Here, under the usage of high temperatures, natural gas is cracked into hydrogen and solid carbon. Solid carbon can then be stored or used in industry processes. That is the so-called turquoise hydrogen.
Published by the World Energy Council, it could be possible to create a global hydrogen market with an annual volume of around 270 million tons by 2050. As a frame of reference, if this were to only include green hydrogen, then this would essentially need all the global capacity currently installed for generating renewable energy. For the hydrogen economy to be able to gain any traction, we will need framework conditions to ensure hydrogen becomes the game changer we are looking for to ensure a successful energy transition.
We are involved in several hydrogen projects along the whole value chain. These reflect the broad experiences in our company. They are located in Germany, the Netherlands and UK. To drive the hydrogen economy, we are also active in several national and European hydrogen initiatives. After all, we are very keen to play a key role in the hydrogen economy.
Consistent expansion of renewables, strong innovative influence, an enthusiastic entry into the hydrogen technology market, and carbon neutral by 2040. The Get H2 initiative takes the entire value chain into account. From the production of green hydrogen to pipeline transport and all the way to industrial use. Get H2 Nucleus is the initiative's first project